Yo, welcome back. So in this one, we are going to make our structure for the swords that we need. So here we've got two different swords. And if we go into the world and select one, so we can duplicate it, and then we can select which data asset is going to be used. And it changes which one is loaded. We're doing this in a super modular way. You can even have a CSV download that imports all your core data, and then you can adjust that outside of Unreal. So we'll show you how to do that as well. As usual, full episodes are available for YouTube members and Patreon members. They are uploaded now, so go and watch all of the series. And project files are available for gold members for YouTube and Patreon. If you want to wait for it for free, these episodes come out every 3 days. So without further ado, let's get into it and let's start making our items. Next episode, we'll set up our full inventory, and episode after that, we'll do our equipment as well. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll get into the video now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to come out to Souls-like, and we're going to go to our structs, and we're going to create a new structure. So type in structure. This will be S item basic details, and we're going to open that one up. And inside here, we're going to have a name for the item name, and then we're going to add a new one, and this will be text for the item description. And then we're going to add another one, and this will be a float. Add another one, this will also be a float, and add one more as an integer. So the first one will be the value, so like for selling the item, and then the weight of the item, and then the max stack. We could also add one, so this will be the buy value, so how much the item costs to buy, and then we could also add one for the sell value as well, but this should be a float too. So we'll save that bit's fine, and then we're going to create one more structure as well. This will be S full item details. So the point here is, in the item basic details, when we put this into a data table, we're going to be able to import from like a CSV or from Excel a whole bunch of item information, and because it's all just names and values, then it's not going to take up loads of storage or take time to load, and it means that we can then change around values on the fly using like a spreadsheet, which is much easier to change on bulk rather than using the data assets. So we're in full item details. We're going to make an integer. This will be the unique ID of each item. Then we're going to add another one. This will be a data table row handle. Then I want another one. This will be the texture 2D. This will be a soft object reference. And make sure you get texture 2D, not texture 2D array. Texture 2D, soft object reference. Add another one. This will be the static mesh. And again, soft object reference. So first off, we're going to want the item basic details. Then we want the texture 2D, which is the item icon. And then we want the item mesh. And then we need to go into our enums and create some more enums. So we're going to have an enumeration. This will be E item type. Open this up. First off, we want none, because we always want none. So then we're going to want the main hand. We're going to want the offhand. We're going to want two-handed. And then head, chest, arms, legs, knees and toes. No. And then we want a consumable part in the bottom, and we'll save that. So that's our item types. Then we are going to want another enum. This will be E weapon type. And again, we want none. So like if we select a potion, we don't want to have to assign it a weapon. That makes no sense. But we do want to know what our weapon types are, so we can change our animations for that. So sword, axe, greatsword, like katana, etc. You can just add as many as you want in there. So we've got e item type and e weapon type. So we'll go back to full details. Now we're going to add those. So e item type, add another one, e weapon type. Like I said, when we add potions or whatever, then you can just select none for weapon type. That's why that is in there as a backup. Add a new one. This is a name, and we want the socket to equip to. One more, same thing, but we want socket to unequip to. Add another one. This will be a integer, and this will be current stack. And then we want 3 more. We're going to have ESFX, and we'll turn this into a map. And we want a sound cue, and this wants to be a soft object reference. We want EVFX, and this will need to be our SVFX structure. Then we want to add another one, and this will be E actions, and this will need to be our S action details. So this one is our SFX. So what we can do with our SFX is we can have like a pickup cue sound. All of those will be here because they're not actual actions. So we'd have like a pickup sound here, like when it dropped to say that you unlocked it, and then a VFX would be like a Niagara particle system that like shoots up if it's a rare weapon or whatever. And then in actions we'd have all the equip and unequip stuff as well. So VFX, and then we want actions to be in actions. Save that, and then we're going to come out of here, make a new folder. This will be data tables. So then we're going to make a data table. So data table, and we're going to select the S basic item basic details, and this will be our DT item basic details. I'm going to open that up, and we're going to add one here. So what you can do is you can like make up a list and re-import it from here. So like you get a CSV and you'd import it from your actual thing, but I'm just going to add one. And the row name here will be greatsword, and the item name will be greatsword. We'll have our basic details as a great sword. The buy value will be 5, and the sell value will be 1. The weight will be 10, and the max stack will be 1. So what we can do is put this data tables inside items. I'm just going to move it here, and then we're going to come down to data assets, and we're going to create a blueprint class of a primary data asset. This would be PDA items. Open that up, and then we're just going to add one variable here, and this will be item full details, S item full details. This will be just item details. Compile, save that, and now we can make data assets from our PDA item. Select that, so this will be data asset great sword. Open that up, and inside we've got our item details. So unique ID, we'll just leave that as 1. Item basic details, so DT item basic details. I can select great sword from in here. Item icon, we'll get some icons in a bit. We use this one. Base mesh is our great sword. This will be a main hand weapon. It's a great sword. Socket to equip to will be hand underscore R. Socket to unequip will be unequip weapon. And the current stack will be 0. That should always be the same. And we'll save that. And then we'll go to our item pickup, and we'll add a variable in here for PDA items of an object reference. This will be item to create. Then we'll go to details, instance editor, expose on spawn, go to the construction graph, and we'll get our item to create, get the item details, and then we will break that, get our static mesh here, and set static mesh. And then we have our item mesh here. So we're going to do a load asset blocking on our static mesh. and then cast to static mesh, pass that in just there. So now what we can do is our item BPs, we're going to get our item pickup here, and we're going to say items create D8 greatsword. That creates that item. We can see that in action if I go to BP item pickup, go to static mesh, and remove this greatsword. So we clear this, compile save, and then we just clear this on our items to create D8 greatsword. See, it's changed straight away. Okay, in our struct of our full item details, we didn't name some of these, so this would be weapon type. Sorry, this would be item type. The one under it is weapon type, and then we'll save that. What you need to do is every time you make a change in these structures, we need to go to items, item B, data asset, PD items, compile, save that, and then just make sure that you're constantly saving. Structures are really weird. So just make sure that you are compiling everything in your blueprint. So now it should all work the same. When I run over, I should be able to press E and we get a hello on there. So that's our data all sorted. So if we come back here to our DA greatsword, I'm just going to duplicate that. We'll call that DA sword. Like, you should have better names for these. Like DA basic sword. Let's probably do that. DA wood sword. And then we'll open that up. And we need to also add this to our data table as well. So we'll add it to the item data table. Again, we can just duplicate this. We'll call this the wood sword. And we'll add in all the details for this, what it buys at, what it sells at. I'm also going to add in one more as well, and I'm going to call this one Apple. And then this will be Apple. And I'm going to make this max stack be 99. And you can buy them for 2 and sell them for 1. And the weight is 1 as well. And again, if you did this in a CSV, you could just create import. So you could like get a LLM, ChatGPT, Claude, or whatever to just make you a bunch of weapons, a bunch of names and data. And then you could import it from a CSV. Super easy. So wood sword, I'm going to select our wood sword here. And then we need to get a whoop sword. Do I have a sword? SM sword. So if you downloaded the sword trail VFX, you actually get a sword as well. So that's good. We'll use that. It's going to be main hand and of type sword, hand R, unequipped weapon. Current stack is 0. Current stack should always be 0. Should leave this alone as much as possible. And I'm just going to change the icon there. So now if I duplicate this, here's our greatsword. Now let's go and select our wood sword. And there is our wood sword as well. So now we've got 2 swords that we can choose from and pick up.